Hi everybody, it's Claire with another art journal video, and look at that really colourful one too. So I'm playing in the craft journal, and first of all I'm starting off by adding lots and lots of different layers of collage tissue paper. This is Dina Wakley's collage tissue paper, and I think this is from the text collage pack. And all I'm going to be doing is using the gel medium to stick down lots and lots of different styles, shapes, pieces of the text collage paper on the background. So I'm kind of filling up the entire background pretty much with different styles of text and using the gel medium to stick that down. So this is creating some immediate interest in the background, and there will be elements of this that show through, but one of the fun things that I love about mixed media art journaling is creating the layers as you go along, and some of them you see and some of them you don't, but it's kind of about that process of just following that kind of mixed media path and adding different things onto your page and just going with the flow really and seeing where things take you. And not being too precious, like Dina always says about not being too precious about your background. It's a background and it doesn't really matter that much. But sometimes the things you put in the background you can see through and sometimes you can't. So that's okay. Not all of these different texts will show through. Some of them will and some of them won't. So you can see I've got quite a variety of different shapes and sizes of text. Some of them on a black background and some of them white, some are quite bold. So I'm just mixing it up really. And if you didn't have any collage paper like this, you could just as easily do this with stamps. So now, being me, I'm getting out the rainbow colours. So I'm starting off with ruby and just adding some areas of that onto the page. And then I go in with tangerine. Multitasking here, didn't even realise I'd done that. Drying it as I go along. And then lemon. I'm not really overthinking where I'm putting the colours because it's going to create like a real mosaic of colour on the background. Then I'm going in with lime. And next is turquoise. I just love this turquoise blue, it's one of my favourite colours, especially alongside the permanent red violet light from Amsterdam acrylic. It is such a pretty combination. That's the colour that I'm using next, is the permanent, actually I lie, look it's not, it's magenta, beg your pardon. It does look the same. I think it is a pretty similar pink, but that is magenta from Dina Wakley. And then blackberry, which is such a beautiful rich purple. And purple is one of my favourite colours. Okay, so that's the colours added into the background. I did dry lots of the different layers while I was going along. I've just edited that out because you don't really need to watch that happening. Then I think this is the Things That Grow mask set. Just having a look. Yes, it is. And I'm just using the actual mask part from this, and you can see I'm extending that leaf shape there just to make it a bit longer, and just adding some of those onto my page. And so I am covering up a little bit of the background, but there are plenty of colours from the background peeping through. I am keeping my stenciling quite close to the shape so that it is, you can see the shape, but I'm not losing too much of the colour. And I am using black, I think probably black. Oh, it's the Amsterdam acrylic black paint here. And I'm just using some of the different masks from that Growing Things, or is it Things That Grow? I can't remember. Stencil set from Dina Wakley. So you notice that my masking stenciling is touching either the top or the bottom, and it's all connected going across the page because that helps, it creates that flow. And it means that it all fits together and nothing is disconnected, sort of hanging and floating around in the air. So then once that's dry, I'm then using this plastic, this piece of plastic that I saved. A paintbrush came inside it and it's fabulous for printing circles. I now have a bit of a thing about collecting anything with lids. I have a little pot of different size lids and I use them for stamping shapes onto pages. And here, once that's dry, I'm then going in with my Signo Uniball, adding some more sort of circular marks onto the page, and I love the way that that looks. So then, once I've done that, I then use the Signo Uniball to go round and outline all of those botanical shapes on the page. And I did kind of do it quite carefully. Sometimes I do it in a really sketchy way, and sometimes just really carefully outlining those. I didn't really want that sort of super sketchy look that I sometimes really like. I don't know, it just felt different when I was doing it this day, so just carefully outlining. And I'm loving the way this is starting to work. So then I'm just using a white Posca pen. I'm just adding some text across the top of the page, using the black that's left from the masking to help that writing stand out. So once it's dry, I'm then just going in and just thickening up one side of those letters, just to help them stand out a little bit more. Think happy thoughts. It's very important, isn't it? Because it can have such a big impact on how we feel. And there we go, that's the finished page. I think one of my favourite pages that I've done for a long time. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.